Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be about the financial side of keeping pet rats. I had planned on doing this video a long time ago and then I just kind of forgot about it, and then recently I've had a subscriber message me asking me about the monthly upkeep that it takes for rats. So I decided to go ahead and revisit the idea of making a video on it for you guys. I'm going to go over the initial cost as well as the average monthly upkeep. Now, keep in mind that I'm not including any kind of vet care in this video at all. It's just going to be, the initial cost with supplies and then the monthly cost of the upkeep. And also remember, this is going to be a rough average. It's really hard to kind of say this is exactly how much it's going to cost to get your rats set up and everything like that. Prices are going to vary depending on where you live and what you have access to. So for the initial startup cost, you're definitely going to need a cage, and cages really vary in price. I mean, you can get a free cage on Craigslist if you really look, but I just went ahead and put the average of what most people are probably going to be spending on a cage, which is around $50 to $250. $250 is on the high range. That's how much a double critter nation costs when it's not on sale. Next up is bedding. This is also going to vary depending on what bedding you're using. You can get a yard of fleece for $2, or you can, buy a big huge bag of Carefresh for around $15. The next thing is going to be housing accessories. This includes bowls and water bottles and stuff like that, not really toys. But this can actually be pretty cheap. You can get cute little bowls for around $2 each. And then, depending on what kind of water bottle you get, they can get a little more expensive, especially, the big, nice glass water bottles. But I figured most people would be spending between $5 to $20 when it comes to the housing accessories. Next up is other housing accessories like toys and beds and hammocks and hideaways and stuff like that. This is where you can end up spending a lot of money. However, you can also save a lot of money by using stuff that you already have at your house, like cutting up a cardboard box as a hideaway instead of spending, $12 to $15 on a plastic or wooden hide. You can also make hammocks yourself at home instead of buying them, as well as making your rats toys at home or buying cheaper ones in the bird section. So there are a few options, and the next up is going to be food. Now, this food average is based on just plain lab blocks. This doesn't include any kind of fresh foods or anything like that. So average, a bag of rat food is going to cost you $7 to $15 depending on what kind you're getting and where you're getting it. When I get to the monthly costs, I will go ahead and incorporate some other fresh foods and, seed mixes and stuff like that, so you can get an idea how much stuff is going to cost. And lastly, it's going to be the rats themselves. So a lot of times rats are free, depending on where you get them, but rats in general are not expensive animals. And if you're buying them from a breeder, normally they're going to be around $25. So I went ahead and put the highest amount was going to be about $50 because you are going to be buying 2 rats, since rats should not be housed alone. So keep that in mind when you're adding up all of your cost. So adding up everything, and remember this is just an average, I kind of took like the middle number for everything and it added up to around $220 for the initial startup cost. Now moving on to the monthly cost. Again, remember this is going to be a very generalized average. So this isn't going to be the exact amount you have to be spending on your rats. It really depends on what you have access to and your routine and how much money you have. So the first up is food. So when you add up your lab blocks and your seed mix, if you decide to feed one, as well as your fresh foods, you're probably going to be spending $10 to $25 monthly. I have started buying in bulk, and that has saved me a little bit of money, but generally I usually spend around $25 a month when everything's averaged out. And the next thing is bedding. This again is going to depend on what you're using. If you do use fleece, it's going to save you in the long run. You can buy 2 yards of fleece for around $5, or you can buy a large bag of bedding, which is going to be between $10 to $15. However, you want to keep in mind that the bedding has to be changed weekly, so you want to incorporate that in your monthly cost. So again, taking the average between the numbers, that's going to be around $35 a month for food and bedding when it comes to your rats. Remember, this does not include any kind of vet care or anything like that. When you times that $35 number by 12 months for the year, then that's around $420 for the year. After getting the message from one of my subscribers, I decided to go ahead and create a poll on the rat group that I am in. I'll go ahead and leave the group's information below in case you want to join. It's just a Facebook group, and so I just wanted to kind of ask everybody else what their monthly upkeep was to kind of give you guys another average. Since these are, real rat owners. So I just went ahead and left a few options to see how many people would pick them, and then some people had commented below just based on how many rats they had and stuff like that. So it looks like primarily people are spending between $30 to $40 a month. 33 people voted for that amount, and then the next one up was $10 to $20 a month. 21 people voted that. I think that's maybe people who aren't really into giving fresh foods and stuff like that. Maybe same with this number here, the $5 to $10 mark. Then it seems that 8 people spend between $40 to $50, and then only 1 spend between $50 to $60. And then there's 5 people that spend over $100 a month on their rats. But I know that 2 of these people are breeders, and I'm not sure about the others, but you can join if you want to see what some of the comments are about people, what they buy. Like here, they buy in bulk just like I do. And this person says we spend about $60 a month on 8 rats. This person has 6 and spends around $30 a month, so that's a pretty big difference, $30 a month, and they only have 2 extra rats compared to this person. So, I mean, it really depends on, your habits, what area you live in, how involved you want to be with your rat's diet, essentially. This person's around $50 depending on if there's a bedding sale. I usually always try and buy my fleece when it's on sale. If you sign up for Joann's coupons, you can get them in the mail, or even if you go to fabricsonline.com, sometimes they have some sales on fleece and it comes pretty quickly in the mail. Yeah, this one, she's a breeder, so she has over 60 rats, and this person has 38 rats and spends about $60, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, I just figured that this might be helpful for you guys to kind of take a look at, give you an idea of what real rat owners spend monthly. So go ahead and comment below and let me know how much you feel as if you spend monthly, so everyone else can kind of get more of an idea. But I hope this video helped you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.